Welcome back to the program. Tunisian smugglers are offering migrants seeking a fresh start in Europe a new route from Africa to Italy. Thousands have made the dangerous journey between Libya and the Italian island of Lampedusa this year, and hundreds more are thought to have died trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea to reaching European shores. A crackdown by the Libyan Coastguard in August has forced migrants and smugglers to find alternatives, giving Tunisians an opportunity to sell spots on overcrowded boats between the Gulf of Tunis and Sicily. In the meantime, Libya's Coast Guard has intercepted a boat carrying 122 migrants from a departure point east of Tripoli. Garibaldi, which is about 50 kilometers from the capital, is a common departure point for migrants trying to reach Europe via the Mediterranean. Some 600,000 migrants have reached Italy by sea from North Africa since 2014, testing the country's ability to cope. More than 12,000 have died trying. And still in Libya, Tripoli's Mitiga airport has evacuated, and civilian flights were repeatedly suspended as rival armed groups clashed nearby. The clashes began when the Special Deterrence Force RADA, a group that controls Mitiga and operates as an anti-crime unit, aligned with the UN-backed government, conducting raids in the nearby neighborhood of Garahat. RADA spokesman Ahmed bin Salem said the group targeted in the raids had tried to attack the airport area after a wanted drug dealer had been killed. Mitiga is a military air base near the center of Tripoli that has also hosted civilian flights since the international airport was largely destroyed by fighting in 2014. Let's take a look at the migrant issues. Joining us now is human rights activist Ola Tunjilanwe Barwa. Welcome to the program. Let's begin with the migrant crisis. It seems to have escalated excessively this year, especially around this particular region. Why are we still witnessing this?
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. You have to understand that the peculiar crisis that African countries face is majorly responsible for the reason why most Africans are, migrating to Europe through the illegal channels. And then you also have to understand that there are pockets of conflict across the African continent, from the east to Central Africa to Southern Africa. And then you look at the Western African countries. Look at Nigeria, for instance. You find a lot of Nigerians are embedded in the migrants, and you wonder why. And most of the Nigerians who are embedded among the migrants are not even from the Boko Haram ravaged territories in Nigeria. So these are purely economic migrants from Nigeria. If you look at Ethiopia, look at Eritrea, look at South Sudan, Somali, you find a lot of people migrating from those places. And the reasons are not far from the environmental crisis in the region. You have farming and a lot of conflict in the region. So people can actually see there's a lot of social issues around there, and poverty has ravaged most of these countries. That is why you have a lot of people migrating from this region.
Now, interestingly, we also hear they still live under deplorable conditions, yet we've heard reports of refugees and migrants being held captive by smugglers. Is there something that can be done to bring this to an end?
The issue is the deplorable condition is something that is going to be very difficult to manage. You look at the countries that now in Africa, Libya is a gateway for migrants. And Libya has been in crisis since Gaddafi was toppled, and that is a major concern. How do you allocate resources to cater for migrants who are even crossing in illegally? How do you allocate resources in an Italian economy that is struggling for migrants? How do you allocate resources, in Niger Republic? Niger Republic is also like a conduit pipe for migrants in Africa. And there's a whole lot of, it's an industry. People are built a lifestyle and sources of income around aiding migrants to break the law, to cross, to move across the Mediterranean. So it's going to be very difficult. You have to look at it. How do you do this? The UN has been doing a lot of late. But as it is right now, it's going to be very, very difficult to stop the smugglers unless the countries move in on their own citizens. Niger Republic, there's a lot of ungoverned territories in Niger Republic, and it's very difficult for the government to, rein in all the smugglers in that region. And the same with Libya, which is ravaged by crisis right now.
are your thoughts with Nigerians? Some of them, still trying to reach Europe. Why are people still desperately putting their lives at risk? Should there be some sort of penalty, punishment? Should we still keep talking if we have all these conditions and they keep putting their lives at risk?
Well, you can't really explain as long as you have economies struggling. You look at what Nigeria has had to endure in the last 2 years with the setback we've had with our economy because it's been a monolithic economy. And you have a lot of young people who have been graduating year on year and without jobs. The economy is growing. For some time it was growing and it wasn't creating jobs. Social exclusion is on the high. Poverty rate in Nigeria is on the high. There is extreme poverty. So that's why people would rather give up anything to cross the ocean and go to Europe. And a lot of them are dying. And there is no guarantee that even the European countries have the capacity to take them in. The economies are struggling in Europe, for instance. Look at Italy. Italy is not even the largest recipient of migrants in Europe. Germany has received maybe 1.1 million migrants over the last 1.5 years or so, mostly from Syria. France has received even more migrants than Italy. But you see, when migrants crosses through Greece, Greece has been in recession for many years. And you also have to deal with Italy. The economy is struggling. Spain, the economy is not booming. The UK has just exited from the European Union. And you find these are pockets of crisis. You realize that people don't care. They would rather just go across the ocean, believing that their lives will be better. And unfortunately, what is implied is for African countries, for African governments, to also understand that it is a call on them to be more responsive, to be more responsible in governance.
Thank you so much.
Be more
Thank you so much, Mr. Olatunji Laribora, for talking to us on Network Africa. International athletes slug it out in Egypt's biggest fitness competition. Athletes from around the world compete in the ill-fit competition, which is similar to the annual CrossFit game.
Hundreds of athletes from around the world battled it out in Egypt's biggest annual fitness competition, El-Fit, a global event held in the heart of Cairo. Founders of the El-Fit competition said they were inspired in 2013 by the international fitness movement CrossFit and wanted to replicate the experience in Egypt. Held over 3 days in Cairo, the 5th edition of El-Fit brought together athletes of all levels. Kiki Dixon is a fitness competition announcer with previous experience in CrossFit Opens. She was invited to this year's El-Fit and said the competition exceeded her expectations.
Just seeing the layout alone walking into this venue, it's impressive. I didn't know what expectations to have, but now being here and seeing the level of fitness, seeing the community come together, and just the scope of this event is incredible. It's been here for 5 years now. This is in its 5th year, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
This year's El-Fit also included special categories for athletes over 35 years and disabled people. Some of the exercises included variations of weightlifting, bodyweight exercises, swimming and running. For the first time since its inception, the competition opened a category for disabled athletes who were paired with other able-bodied athletes and competed in teams of 2. The final event total prize money was more than $25,000 for all categories.
Going at the bike floor.
Well, that's a wrap on Network Africa at this time. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker.